get outside, it couldn't get any more pretty. I'm moving, hey, who's coming with me? Swerving on my bike, making 20 feel like 50. Man, they miss me, hey, got the pedal moving swiftly. Vibe like suns, and I had to raise them strictly. Wishing I could always stay this way, hey, chilling by the bay. Had to make me say that even if the sun goes down on you, you gotta keep that shine on top, yeah. On top, yeah. On top, yeah. And even if the sun goes down on you, you gotta keep that shine on top, yeah. On top, yeah. On top, yeah. Yeah. Now break. Take it in. Feel it all around. Take a breath. Feel the wind. Don't fake. Nah, that's a sin. Invest in yourself. Liberate. Dividend. Cash it in. Never spend. Unless you chillin' with a friend. And he don't have the means to get his pocket filled with ends. Still a man is wishing I could always stay this way. Hey, chillin' by the bay. Had to make me say that even if the sun goes down on you, you gotta keep that shine on top, yeah. On top, yeah. On top, yeah. And even if the sun goes down on you, you gotta keep that shine on top, yeah. On top, yeah. On top, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is happening, beautiful people? Another day in the win column nowadays. Nowadays, it's like, if I can even wake up, that's a win. You know, if I can just get myself out of bed, if I can just get to work, that's a win. And that's kind of where I'm at today. So, another one in the win column. Here we are, friends and family.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Roots.Youth podcast. And let me just set the kind of the groundwork for exactly what you can expect from today's podcast. The Roots.Youth podcast is kind of like watching a three-legged race where the three individuals that are, have their legs tied together, if you guys have ever seen, something like a two-legged race, a three-legged race, and they're blindfolded, but while they are running, they have microphones in front of them. And using these microphones, they talk to other people, talk to high schoolers and whoever it is that tunes in about Jesus. And so that's kind of what you guys are in for today. I'm, as always, joined by the one, the only Duncan Dietz. Welcome, Duncan.
Thank you so much.
A little background on Duncan. Duncan is the worship creative arts director for the Roots Community Church, who, by the way, did a great job on Sunday.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Jerry, our drummer, his little drum shield, is there a formal word for such a thing? Drum shield. Drum shield it is.
Drum shield?
Drum shield it is. Kept on falling down, but I've always been in favor of a free Jerry. And so in my mind, that was a good thing. I was happy that we just let it out, That was a good move.
Free range Jerry.
Free range Jerry. And so, when I showed up, it was a good experience, and we can open up maybe by talking about that a little bit. But honestly, bro, you did a great job. It was awesome worship. It's cool that we're able to worship together.
For sure.
Thanks,
I
bro.
agree.
Then we got
no sick.
Then we got Jake T. McCowan. What does the T stand for, Jake?
Thomas, my middle name.
So Jake McCowan, awesome guy, and middle name is Thomas. And yeah, we're just happy to have our guy along for the ride. Jake is part of the core leadership for the Roots Youth Ministry, a close friend of mine, and turns 21 in a month about. Is that right?
What's today? Actually, a month from today.
That's something.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is
and
crazy.
Is that when you're like a man? Is that when it's
that
like
is the
official,
big? That is the big birthday. That is when the world is your oyster at that point. 18 is huge. 18 is huge, bro. Dry ice. I've always told kids that. Never underestimate the dry ice. If when you turn 18,
can you not buy dry ice under 18?
No, sir. But
I've never purchased dry ice, but I'll probably have to do it.
Dude, I remember being a senior. I remember being a senior in high school, and you walk up to the little grocery teller and you just slam some dry ice right there on the conveyor belt. You know what I mean?
Where can you even buy dry ice? Can
And,
you get that in just a store?
Walmart sells it. Yeah, it's usually
Really?
next to the ice, but it's in like a chest, like it's locked up because you got to be 18. So
Dang.
and I lay that thing down, and the grocery store person kind of looks at me like this. Let me get my face up here. Kind of looks at me like this, like who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And all you got to say is, I'm 18, Daddy. And then you just pay for it. And man, I'll tell you what, if you haven't felt like a man, that's a good place to start. Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Okay. Right on.
So,
Well,
anyways, how's that for an introduction to the podcast?
Solid.
Thanks, guys.
We had a question. You recently went and watched all the Marvel movies, right,
That's right.
Tyler?
Correct.
Okay. So the Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, doesn't he have like a different like supervillain name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
No, dude.
Because
We
I
just
couldn't
thought-
remember. It
I
was like
thought it was going to be more fresh
like
in your mind because you just
the
watched
Red Dawn, or it's something. I thought it was something else like that. I didn't think it was just
Yeah.
I thought he had like
I think you're right.
the red something.
Yeah, I don't know.
it. Chat.
I don't know if that's something to do with
Somebody
his,
let us
like
know.
his hand or
Who's your guys' favorite Marvel? We've talked about this, I think, but we don't have to make it a big thing. But
superhero.
yeah. Oh shoot, it's a big thing.
That is a big thing.
Oh shoot, it's a big thing.
I don't know.
This is
Talk
hard.
about this, but I've always I don't know. So the thing I really liked about the Marvel movies is that, and I don't want to seem like a bandwagon person, but I always loved Iron Man.
Already done.
Facts,
But-
bro. Facts.
but-
I feel it.
Iron Man.
As the
I got a response to
movies
this.
started to just continue to they started churning them out, they just kept getting better. So you would go, oh snap.
I agree.
Because I remember when Captain America Civil War came out, I was like, I've never respected Captain America before. And I finally was like, okay. I feel you.
Dude,
I feel
Captain
you.
America, he's probably my number one.
And then,
I know.
Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and I was like, I love this.
Amazing.
I don't know if he'd be my favorite superhero, but some of the movies.
That's
are
my
the
favorite
best.
movie. That's my favorite movies.
But I think what I could say is it's a close call. But at the end of the day, Thor is probably my favorite. Because after Ragnarok, I was like, who could beat Thor? Who really could beat Thor?
Yeah, Thor's sick.
He took a star to the face.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Are you taking a star? Is Tony Stark taking
Mr.
a star to
Steal
the face?
Your Girl, too. Let me just say that.
Um,
First team all Steal Your Girl is Thor.
For sure.
That's true. Dude, honestly, Civil War made me lose respect for Captain America.
I gained respect for him.
Because I agree.
And I gained respect for Iron Man.
And by the way,
I
that
gained respect for Iron Man.
I
Duncan
lost respect for Iron Man.
gaining respect and Jake losing respect is your guys' archetype. If we were
That's
playing
what's
D&D, you're lawful good, dude. So you love Captain America. Captain America's a lawful
Whoa.
good, dude.
Let me just say this.
Dude,
Let me say this. I would have been on Captain America's team. So I agree with that part of it. But the end of the movie, Iron Man won, bro. Iron Man won. One-on-one versus him and Captain America. He was beating him down. He had him beat, and then Bucky showed up. That just...
But that just goes to show that's because Captain America has the relational ability to create friends and have people have his back. Where Tony has always pushed people away and built himself friends.
And that's
You know
the
what I'm
That's
flaw.
not
Yeah.
true.
So,
They
well
had the
said.
same size teams. He just didn't have someone there with him at the time. At that moment.
He didn't have anyone to have his back. I'm saying, bro. In that moment, he would have had someone to have his back.
Fair argument.
I'm gonna hold to it. But I do want to actually. But I was gonna say.
Solid
so
argument,
Thor, but Spider-Man, especially how they've revamped him, is just
Spider-Man's such a good hero, dude.
such
They did a really good revamp.
They did.
And
So-
I'm gonna say something that's kind of crazy.
Say
You
it.
don't
One
need
of my-
to, bro.
probably
Say
my
it, you don't need
second
to.
favorite.
It's all right. It's okay.
Probably my second favorite, or maybe even first favorite. I haven't even seen their standalone movie yet, and that's the Black Panther.
Oh, that's a good movie,
I
bro.
still haven't seen it, but I've seen the Black Panther in like his
Yeah.
in like
He's
the
legit.
Avengers movies,
Yep.
and he's sick.
Yeah.
He's super dope.
Black Panther's a
rad.
good movie, bro. It's a good movie.
I just haven't seen it yet because I saw it on Netflix, and I think it was like 3 hours, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know when I have 3 hours.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. It was not my favorite.
It was not my favorite. It's a good movie, though.
Well, this is what happened. Each
I've heard-
time a Marvel movie came out, I was like, they did such a good job. Oh my goodness. They did such a good job. They help you understand and love and care for the character more. And literally, I'd just be like, well, that superhero's my favorite because look how gangster they are. In Black Panther, I think it was just so underwhelming.
Mm.
Man, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
I
say
heard the bad
underwhelming.
guy.
I wouldn't say
I heard the
underwhelming.
bad guy wasn't too bad.
Great
That's what I
actor.
heard.
Great actor. I love.
Great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the movie in and of itself, I think it was good. I think I've seen it only like once or twice, but
Yeah.
it's just
Dude, yeah.
Talia, tell me how long it is. I really thought it was like 3 hours or like 2 hours.
it's like 2 hours.
Supreme
I think.
Talia, by the
Something
way.
minutes.
Talia Supreme.
Talia Supreme, my fault.
Which, by the way, can I make my case for Captain America?
Talia's coming through with an unpopular opinion in this chat, I guess.
One of the
I
best.
think I'm the unpopular opinion. But
So, Captain America, when I watched the movie, just Captain America,
Mhm.
I definitely wanted to do push-ups. The thing about him is like he pulled something out of me. Like I honestly should watch that again. Because when he's running, I'm like, dude, I just want to go on a run. Iron Man is too much of a you-know-what. I don't even need to finish that sentence. And then Thor is Thor is obviously a god, right? Or like a Nordic god. And so it's like he's awesome, but also he's just a hammer at the end of the day, and like that's tough to work with.
I'm sorry. Captain America wouldn't have happened without a syringe, bro.
I
That guy's
know.
a
So
skinny
listen.
little
The thing
twig.
that I was gonna say is I also understand that Captain America is like not like Iron Man, where Iron Man's like true, like no superpower. I just build stuff, and that's the way I make it.
Yeah.
Captain America. The thing about Captain America is like he is such a Boy Scout that for some reason it's like this mixture of like old timey, respectful, like he would be a 10 out of 10 dad. You know what I mean?
He's someone you want your daughter to date,
1,000.
but that doesn't mean he's very cool.
I respect him though. I love him.
I don't think it has to be cool.
That
Like,
movie as a movie was more inspirational for me. Like it made me want to go work out, made me want to go be a better person.
I don't think I saw any of the. I might have seen parts of it, but I don't think I've seen any Captain America movie before I saw Civil War because I was like, Captain America.
I know.
And then I saw Civil War and I was like, okay, Captain America.
Captain America's pretty. He's got some moves. I will say that he is. But
He does, and so I grew like you're talking about. Like that's what I appreciate is he has a good, like his morals. It's easy to go like you said, like lawful good. So
Yeah, it's lawful good.
but I had just a hard time with Civil War because man, like Iron Man's crying the whole time.
oh
Like
my
he
god,
doesn't know how to like deal with his emotions. He doesn't. Casualties of war, obviously. Like obviously there's things that happen. You know what I mean? But he just keeps having like these like instances and people getting in his head. Like he gets in his own head and like other people are getting in his head. And he just doesn't seem to be equipped with the proper tools to
He did low key get
his
proven
fault.
right though. He did low key get proven right in it's either Infinity War or the last one or Endgame, where he's like, if you would have just let me, I could have built a thing around the Earth and this would have never happened. You remember that?
But wasn't that like the government who didn't want him to do that?
No, that's what they wanted to do.
No, I thought the whole part of the disagreement was that they wanted to be able to have the Avengers under their thumb as something they could activate, whereas they're like, no, we're more vigilantes and do what we want to do.
That's true. That's
because
true.
if you told us what when we could and couldn't do things, you wouldn't do the things that we know are necessary in order to stop what will inevitably come.
That's
right,
true.
and they'd have to sit on the sidelines while all the stuff's going down. Yeah.
And so Captain America's like, we can't do that because there's a reason. Like, we've been the ones saving the day. Like, each time, it's us. It's not you.
For sure. And I agreed with Captain America. That's the thing. I agreed with his side, but also Iron Man beat him up, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, music.
Well, I don't know.
Is that floss? You floss?
Yes, I am.
Right on, bro.
I'm gonna vote Thanos is a great bad guy. Would you guys say?
Yeah.
Great bad guy. Because the thing about a bad guy, in order for a bad guy to be good, is you have to understand where he's coming from a little bit. And the thing about Thanos is even though like what he was doing is perceived as bad, you understand the thought process that motivated the bad decision. And you may even be like, actually, like his idea was to cure world hunger, cure all despair.
Well, don't you think he was kind of like
kill half the people?
That would be like chaotic good.
Chaotic
right?
good.
I was going to say it would be
Chaotic
lawful
good.
neutral, but it's chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
Because you'll do whatever is necessary to accomplish what you think
For sure.
is good.
And honestly, he may even be perceived as chaotic evil. It just depends on like how you define evil in the movie. Because evil, if you define it as just the opposite thought, so if what we believe is good and the opposite thought is evil, this is like kind of a philosophical discussion now at this point. But if you define the opposite of what I think as evil, then he's debatably lawful evil. He's almost like the perfect opposite. Because he's like, at whatever, at all costs, I don't care who's in my way, I'm going to take care of business.
But
and this is what I want to do.
But it's his means that are evil to
Correct.
a good outcome.
Well, is it a good outcome?
It is, because his desire is that people would not starve.
Correct.
So he goes, and that's a good thing. Like, if you said, should people starve? You go, no. And then he goes, okay, well, I'm going to make sure that does not happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go through whatever means is possible to make sure that no one starves.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is all of his actions could be evil in getting to that good outcome.
Yeah.
Which I think that would define chaotic good.
So if there's like a single outcome, okay, the single outcome is that nobody starves. Would you define a passive outcome to hold the same weight as the single outcome? For example, if the single outcome is that there's nobody starving, but the passive outcome is that half the people have to die, do you think the outcome of half the people have to die is also the same weight as the desired outcome? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's still a result.
For sure, but that's the means to the end. The end is good. The means are evil, which is what chaotic means. It means I will do whatever to maintain
whatever the means.
What is so? All those actions could be
okay.
Evil, but the thing is
I accept
that's
that
why
definition.
It's chaotic.
I accept that definition.
But he doesn't even reach his goal of I don't want anyone to starve. Right?
I think
because this is my thought process.
Yeah,
this is my thought process. I want nobody to starve, right? So there's all these people, and he's like, I don't want anyone to starve. But half of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kelly is hilarious, by the way. Do you guys see her comment?
Yeah.
No, what did she say?
Thanos could have just doubled.
That's funny.
Thanos he could have just made food with the stones.
Creates a parallel universe and just half the people can move to the other Earth.
Or just solves hunger. Everyone's always eternally sustained. You know what I mean? You get
seriously.
But you have a gauntlet is like that powerful. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
that's
if you're that powerful, then like you might as well kill half.
That's the only thing about like the Avenger movies that's interesting is that like in all of their solo movies, they're so OP. Like so OP.
So true.
And when they all come together, they
nerf Captain Marvel, bro. Nerf Captain Marvel.
They nerfed Captain Marvel so much. So much, bro. In her movie, she was insane. She was at the end when she like got her full powers, bro.
Oh yeah.
What can you even say?
Nerf
she was
Captain
unstoppable,
Marvel, bro. Yeah.
She was unstoppable, and then all of a sudden, I think Thanos literally just hit her, and she just goes flying. Like
I know,
like,
yeah.
No
like,
way.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. She flew through a ship. She saw a ship and was like, "I'll fly through it." Flies through it. She's fine. It explodes, but she can't fly through Thanos. Like what?
But a slap from Thanos is like, oh, I know. I was so upset when I saw that.
So
I feel like this super crazy character.
Totally.
Like, at least have him end it. Which I mean,
because I think they did a good job with like Captain they did an amazing job with Tony Stark. Like that was exactly how it should have been.
Great story.
Like played out
beginning
everything
to end, with the Spider-Man mixed in. Beautiful.
Totally. With Captain Marvel. And
they botched it, dude. And
Thor.
Black Panther. What do you think about Black Panther, dude? I think mishandled. I think that there's a few that were mishandled.
I don't think he would have stood a chance against Thanos. In the same way that like really Captain America wasn't going to either. Like there's kind of that moment where like Captain America is like, I'm holding on the glove, but that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think it literally would have taken Thor, who in the prior movie like unleashes a monster, summons
You're right.
he takes a star to the face. You know what I mean?
That was my thought before the movie. Is it's either going to be Thor, possibly Iron Man, or Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. Those are the only three that could do it.
But that's why they had to be like, oh, Captain Marvel's gone. Okay, here she is. She flew through the ship. Oh, she slapped. Okay, and then Thor, they had to kind of like nerf him, but like in an emotional way beforehand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I didn't like
Axo.
I didn't like Hulk like half whatever he was. Like he wasn't fully Hulk or fully man.
Yeah. Also, I liked in a way. Well, because
I think it was funny, but it wasn't like good for Hulk. You know.
I think like at the end of the day, who they needed the Hulk to be, that was like the end, like epitome of who he needed to be. Strength, but like it was like he found peace, right? Like he said, like he figured out how to like have peace with Hulk. That's been his like struggle throughout all the movies.
That's true. That's a good point. That is not what the Avengers needed him to be, though. They needed
who they needed the Hulk to be. That was like the end. But yeah, man,
dude, our chat's going off right now. I can't even keep up. I can't read that fast. Man. Well, we just spent a half hour talking about Marvel. And
I really didn't expect to like Captain Marvel, the movie. And then
I didn't either, bro. I'm going to be honest.
I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I wasn't sure about Black Panther, and I walked out, I was like, oh, dang it. Like, wasn't my favorite. And then I walked out, and then I full on was like, I'm going to hate Captain Marvel.
For sure.
Like, I'm not going to like it. And then I watched it, and I was like, that was good. That was a good movie. Yeah. Like, the plot was so good.
It was good. And they did a good job of...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to say this. Like,
they
just did a good job.
Yeah, they did.
Good job. Yeah.
Well, shoot. You guys want to talk about music?
Yeah.
Talia thinks we're talking about makeup, bro.
Do you want to get us all caught up with the old Chatteroo?
Bro.
Let's see what chat's up to.
I'll give it a shot. I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. You guys have been... Great job, by the way. So Ashley said, yo, what's up? No, I'm just kidding. That was the very beginning. I see a hashtag free Jerry in there somewhere.
That's
for sure.
That's good, and we need to get that message spread. So
get that spread, and the man you need to spread it to is right here. He is. You know who he is. It's Duncan Boots. Best standalone movies: Black Panther. Disappointed with Ant-Man and Wasp. Madeline, I agree, but it was also very pivotal. It needed to happen.
It literally had to.
It had to happen. But I agree. Especially when it happened, I was like, dude, what? Why? But then it all made sense.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that movie. I also really
I enjoyed it.
I really like Paul Rudd.
So
you put Paul Rudd in it, and I'm like, I really don't
love Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd. I love Paul Rudd.
He just makes me smile looking at him.
Dude, for sure, he's the nicest guy I've ever not met.
Nicest guy.
And,
just looking at his face, it's just it's perfect.
Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm skipping over a lot. I'm trying to just get to the highlights here. Ryan said, poor Hulk. He's just got anger problems. When you think about it, I don't understand how he became the good guy. Well, if you watch his standalone movie, he was tossing around.
Exactly. I love Vincent. Inevitable. That was one of the best lines in that entire. You know what I mean? He's like, because first of all, because the way that Thanos viewed himself as this pivotal creation of the universe in order to restore balance, to say no matter what you do, I'm inevitable. That is a line that's just So I feel
Talia said Captain America and the Winter Soldier and the Avengers Age of Ultron are her favorite MCU movies. Those are unpopular opinions there, that's for sure. Talia the Supreme. Your Supreme Talia? Which one is it?
Both.
Peggy and Cap's romance is couple goals, hands down. He went back in time for her. Honestly true.
Have you guys seen that? There's some video out there that's them living their life together, but it's basically him having to pretend about every major historical event that's about to happen. He doesn't know anything.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, so she's should I put all my stock in Apple or this other, and names some other random company that obviously doesn't exist. No idea. You got to make that decision.
Apple sounds cool, right? Maybe just go with that one.
But it's that's the entire way. It's so funny.
Jasper needs to be here. True. Also, world population would have been right back where it was. You said that. Hate is a strong word, Ashley. And she said, hate is a strong word, and it is what I feel, right? That's pretty funny.
Oh, that is too funny.
That's good. Howdy, Tyler. Hey, guys. Have you guys watched Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? No. I think I've seen a few episodes.
No,
but
I haven't. I haven't watched any more.
The amount of times that that one dude, what's his name, Coulson, has supposedly died is just alarming. I can't even watch the show. He dies in the first Avengers, and then he's back.
Who?
And he's in the show. Coulson, the S.H.I.E.L.D. guy.
He's the other S.H.I.E.L.D. guy.
Ooh! Madeline's making a bold claim coming into the music talk.
Let's transition.
Beach Boys and Beatles superior to everyone and everything.
Everything? Oh, shoot.
I will say that I already have mad respect for Matt.
There's respect there. There's respect there, but that's a bold claim.
All right. So, with that in mind, let's transition to today's topic. It's already 7, so I got a few questions that I'm ready to ask you guys, but what we're going to do is, if we run out of time, that's fine.
Only twice? Okay, Talia. I thought it was more than that.
So the first question we got, are you guys ready? This is it.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one. greatest artist / musician / band of all time.
That's like such a loaded question.
Sounds a loaded question.
Because I think there's one singular best performing solo artist of all time.
Go.
But when it comes to bands,
Go.
it's a lot tougher.
Who do you think,
Michael Jackson.
Bro, I was thinking Michael Jackson when you were saying that.
Oh, dang
I was
it.
thinking Michael Jackson.
Duncan's
already
cringed.
done,
I'm
dude.
wrong.
Duncan's already
I
done.
must be
dude.
wrong. Dang it.
The second that you said, there's only one single greatest. The name I was thinking about was Michael Jackson when you said that.
No one pulls me in as a single artist.
So
Not
talented.
talking bands. So no one pulls me in.
So
quite
talented.
Quite
So
like
talented.
MJ. We're just talking about his musical career. But yeah. What do you got to say? What do you got against Michael Jackson? Prince? Don't put Prince above Michael Jackson. Don't do that. Because I've heard people try to do that, and I don't.
No. I think Michael Jackson was pivotal for what Michael Jackson was.
That's what's hard. So can we just define something real quick?
Yeah.
There's like artists that get respect because they're pivotal or because they like started something, which obviously has weight. Like no, and then there's just like what sounds the best.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of the thing is that Michael Jackson.
Duncan's getting all deep, bro. Look at him.
He set a bar.
Just look at him. Dude.
You know what I mean? Like in the pop world.
And he changed. I feel like he changed the genre almost.
So can we just define what we're trying to say? That's all I'm saying. Because if we go who sounds best, I might be able to name an artist that sounds better than Michael Jackson. But that artist borrowed from or at least continued on the path that was paved by Michael Jackson. So with that in mind, what are we talking here? Are we talking simply best sound, or is like revolutionary also a part of the answer to this question? Do you guys understand what I'm asking?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, mad at them with all the 60s and 70s.
I know. Well, this is the king, guys. No one can. So, who's the best singer of all time?
Ashley, you're funny.
Hans Zimmer is awesome. And Talia, my heart grows 4 sizes every time I see you say that. 4 sizes.
I think Vanilla Ice is the best. His vocals just soothe me. That was really funny. Good work, Tyler.
Yeah,
what are we thinking, Duncan? What are we thinking, man? You're thinking
you gotta
real
lead.
hard over
You gotta
there.
lead the charge, bro. You're really thinking.
Well, I am thinking because, like, you're asked, like, that's who's the greatest?
It's like he's back in a shadow.
And then he comes out. He comes
like
out.
a
Wait,
rock.
look, Duncan, don't say anything, bro. He comes out and he goes.
He was like a locked player in a video game.
He goes like this, bro. He's thinking, and then he comes in and he goes like this. Like the best? He goes like this. He goes, like the best? And then he's back out again. And then he goes back in. So do we mean like the greatest? And he's back out.
That's such a difficult one because
I'm gonna go the Wiggles. Revolutionized, bro. Revolutionized.
Maybe children's songs.
Yes. Think about
But
it.
that's just okay. But that's because they're now okay. This will help me. They are fitting into an archetype.
Tyler, why you gotta do that to the
Established.
man, dude? Why you gotta do this? You just broke Duncan's brain.
Let's
bro.
go. He's like, all right, I'll take that. That helps me.
Duncan
I'll
was
take
thinking of
the
the best ever.
Wiggles.
You say the Wiggles, bro.
Even
And
hey,
that's what-
it greased the wheels a
okay,
little
so here's
bit.
the-
That
Okay.
includes the pirate.
So, the Beatles
Okay.
Okay.
are probably some of the
Most
it's probably one of the most.
overrated. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, bro.
There's a lot of people that say that honestly,
I will.
and it's because they haven't listened to them.
What? Name an album that I should listen to for the Beatles.
Revolver, Rubber Soul.
I said name a album.
I'm just saying. Please me. They used to be my go-to for a long time,
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that.
and then there comes a point where you're like, I've listened to it all. So now what? And then you have to move on. It kind of forces you to. So you can always go back. But those are great albums because a lot of what they did is so influential.
Mm.
Not only in like them being like there being this humongous craze for like them blowing up the music world and traveling the world and like being so ready to just be like, we're gonna make an album and it sounds like this, you know what I mean? And then other things are like, and now we're just being weird. And then as they get into the 70s, because I think the thing about the Beatles is a lot of people like just listen to the Beatles and then go, oh man, like they were overrated. They were just like the One Direction of that day. And that people who say that like aren't, I mean, in the nicest way possible. Like you're not using your brain because you haven't listened to them. Like go listen to One Direction, go listen to the Beatles, and did it sound similar to what was coming out that day? Kind of, but they were also the ones who perfected it and set a bar moving forward throughout like all rock history. So the thing is that like people like Led Zeppelin would come after them, and it's interesting because there was like interviews and people would be like, so are you guys like the next Beatles? And they're like, how could you ask that question? Because it's so different. I think you could find music in the Beatles that would have paved the way towards that type of music. But it like maybe Helter Skelter or something like that. But it's definitely like, it'd be unfair to say that like they created Led Zeppelin or they created all these other different bands. But what people forget is that as soon as they broke up, they all split up and went and did their own thing.
Yeah, true.
And continued to write these smash hits that are just sprinkled throughout. Like if you go back and
Talk about One Direction.
Paul McCartney, who's still like active today,
For
still
sure.
putting
Paul
that out
McCartney's
and hanging out.
Paul McCartney like just dropped an album not too long
He
ago.
did. It was fantastic. And it's hilarious because he's still like willing to try things and adapt his sound and things like that, but not in a way that's like, oh, this guy's trying to adapt his sound, because it's still Paul McCartney. And now at this point he can just kind of ride on his name, which is kind of cool. But
Can I throw a name in? Can I throw a name into the hat that I just thought of?
Yeah.
Like I'm fine if the Beatles wins. Again, I'm not the master in this conversation. Both you guys probably have more accolades in this regard. But Daft Punk,
Oh my goodness.
musically extremely talented group. Extremely talented group.
they're brilliant.
Very brilliant.
Sure.
Beautiful
Are
albums.
you trying to put them in the greatest of all time conversation?
I
Is that what
think
you're
there
doing?
is I don't know if I'd put them first seed in that conversation, but I do think they make it into the bracket. I think that
How big is the
if
bracket?
you can say Sweet 16, I think they make it into the Sweet 16. Yes. Like, can I make my case? Can I make my freaking case?
Go ahead.
So I think that, first of all, just on a musical level, like I'm talking about from music theory standpoint, things that I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Just the way that they do melodies, the way that they do chords, the way that they actually do a composition that is an album is beautiful. And there's a few albums that you could listen to from them from start to finish. It is a work of art. It is beautiful. With that, if we're talking about revolutionary being a strong trait, I would say that they're revolutionary for a lot of modern EDM today. So
for sure.
a lot of the modern, what essentially is like what used to be called techno, using synthesizers over instruments, is now basically the primary way that music is created, using synthesizers over instruments. And with that, I think that Daft Punk paved the way for what is essentially all modern music, by really running with synthesizers and owning it and kind of being cavalier. And I think they're a great group. So I would, I'd throw their name in.
Totally.
I'm just going to say something about Daft Punk.
Well, first of all, you talked immediate trash when I said Daft Punk. And so,
I'm going to say something.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to say something, and I think it'll explain why they're not Sweet 16. 2 of their top 5 songs are not their songs. Their number 1 song is not even there. It's Pharrell Williams' song.
As in it's featuring them, or they're featuring Pharrell and Pharrell made it?
It's featuring them.
Then lose those 2. Drop those 2. The next 2 are still good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just making the point. Their
One more
most
time,
famous
bro.
song. Their most famous
time.
Their most famous song is not their song.
What's their most famous song?
It's Get Lucky, which is a Pharrell Williams song.
I thought that's from their album, bro. Define what Pharrell Williams song means.
But they're both producers.
It says featuring. Okay, this is weird. One of them says featuring Pharrell, the other says. So that's confusing.
Yeah.
And then there's the. Okay, so we won't count that one then, because that might be there. That's so weird, because right here it says it's Pharrell's. Weird.
But they're both producers, so it'd be really easy for them.
I'm sure they worked on it together.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
That song's fantastic. I'd still drop that song. If you want to drop it, I'd drop it. And I still think that their other songs carry just as much weight.
I once heard something,
You can take
and
that
I
to
actually,
the bank.
since I've heard it, I tend to agree with it, that most pop music has not changed since the 80s.
Yeah.
It has evolved. I honestly think it's only gotten better, because what has happened is people come along with the abilities of things like Daft Punk and what they can do with electronic music, and what is wanting in pop music. They're able to go, oh, that's the answer to that portion of pop music that's wanting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's like you go listen to like Michael Jackson. It's so empty.
Mm-hmm.
It's so empty.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I love Michael Jackson. I'd rather listen to Michael Jackson over any pop singer right now.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like the difference between like listening to the White Stripes and a rock song and a Beatles rock song. The way it sounds, because of how they mic things, the way that like they can now make their guitars sound to be like that much more aggressive. It's stuff like that. So there's been tweaks since pop music, and now it's like all trap. I mean, trap is amazing. Yeah. It's gone into everything. Like you have country songs that are like, why don't we put like a trap beat? And you're like, what? Okay. And I'm not even talking about like old Old Town Road or whatever that song's called. Like
like Nico Moon, and I know some like
whoever.
trap
I don't listen to country, so. But I just know it's there.
It's there. It's there.
But I just think it's continued to make it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna just put it out there. I think the greatest rock band of all time is Led Zeppelin.
The greatest band of all time or rock band?
Band. Just band. Better than the Beatles, for sure.
Oh, shoot, man.
No doubt in my mind.
I wish I knew more. Music.
I also think Pink Floyd is super revolutionary as well.
Yes, Pink Floyd's so dope.
And like percentage of like good to bad music because like let's be honest, like there's some, even the Beatles have some songs I like. Like you could drop that.
Most artists.
Pink
do.
Floyd, I think, has made, and they have a big catalog. They're 90+% good to great songs.
Well, I think that's partially because like half their music requires patience. So as long as you have that
in terms
skill,
of listening to them
Oh,
again,
what about
or, like,
Queen, bro?
I think they're good, but I don't think it's like
no, I don't. Queen,
Very
Queen's
talented
like,
vocalist, dude.
Queen has great hits,
Yes.
but like, you take the whole cat. Like, there's some albums I can't listen to a full Queen album through without skipping songs.
For sure. If I went top like
You know what I
greatest
mean?
hits album, I'd like that a lot. But I get what you're
For
saying.
sure.
I'm so
Yeah.
underqualified for this conversation. I'm now realizing it.
I'm
Because
just
like I've
I'm
never
just
even
saying.
listened to Led Zeppelin, bro.
Can we get a
Right.
mod to ban Jake's? Dang, he's trying to ban me.
He didn't say Led Zeppelin's better than Beatles. Oh, you did.
He did.
You
No,
said
I did,
greatest band.
and I stand by it.
You should.
I'm not saying more
Double down,
revolutionary.
double down. Yep.
I'm not
But-
saying I
So,
I think everybody, Led Zeppelin has better singer, better guitarist, better bass player, and like and they just make sick music.
so Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So Led Zeppelin was really, really good at the one thing that they did.
What was that?
The one
Tear
thing
it
that
up, make awesome
they
music.
did was like okay, so they had some pretty good folk stuff too, but
I was about to say.
like really good folk. But I don't think they were good. Like hear this, yeah, you're gonna have to really hear this.
Yeah.
I don't think they were good songwriters. I think
don't
they
think
were
so?
good riff writers. So
Well,
they all
Stairway
knew
to Heaven's not a riff.
it is.
Is it
It's
though?
a story. But here's the deal: as soon as you get into Stairway to Heaven territory, Rush wins in that category. 7-minute song.
Right, but we're not talking about just that category. We're putting everything together, right? In 7-minute song, what about In the Light?
It's a good song.
That's a
but
great song.
I'm just saying it's not it. So, that's why I think like the Beatles are some of the best songwriters because you can pretty much take any one of their songs and put it in any category, of genre like wise. Even if it would sound a little bit different, like it could at least make the cut. I think in almost any genre. And I'll stand by that. I don't know. I'd have to think about like rap or trap or anything like that, but I think you could find one. But easily country to folk to rock to indie, any of it, psychedelic. Yeah, I think there's all kinds of stuff. But if we just want to talk about stuff that like I just love,
For sure, we could do that all day.
which will help.
I hate that Talia just said that because Duncan's got.
Thank you. That's where I'm going.
Taylor
Thank
Swift
you.
is awful.
Get
First
outta
two
here.
albums that were country.
This-
First two albums that were country, so good.
Dude, I would
So
sing
good.
those.
And
I'll
I
sing
hate
those with
country
you
music.
right now, bro.
I hate country music, but those first two albums were so good.
Yes, they
Everything
were.
after that, you can throw it in the freaking garbage, bro.
See,
I'll take
this
that out
tells me
right now.
everything. This tells me
I'm
No,
going to
and
back
we've
Jake
had
on
this-
this.
and
I'm going to
we-
back Jake
and
on
we've
this.
had this conversation before. She's not original. She doesn't do anything
you.
original.
Thank you,
She's
bro.
not. She's just not good.
She's
I
the
could,
Drake of pop
I
music,
could listen
bro.
to Demi Lovato and get the same thing.
I totally
Oh
agree.
my
I
God.
back
You know
Jake.
what
I
I'm
back
saying?
Jake 100%. Or Katy
No.
Perry.
Listen,
Yes,
not good.
I back
Jake.
Jake.
Katy Perry is way better.
Yes,
Has
yes,
better
yes,
music
yes. I
than
agree.
Taylor
I back
Swift,
Jake
for
on
sure.
this. I back Jake.
Yeah.
Here's
yeah.
the
Madeline's got it right. Madeline's got it right. Madeline knows.
okay,
It's the
whatever.
first few albums.
No, you guys.
And then she became like
successfully-
everyone
No,
else.
hey, we gotta let Duncan talk.
Yeah, you're right. I back you though, for the record. Go on.
Here's the deal. All the pop singers
Mhm.
started out as pop singers and have continued to be pop singers. Okay?
Okay.
Sure.
And everyone loses interest. That's why you say Demi Lovato, and it takes Demi Lovato like coming back with like one hit, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Demi Lovato, that's right." And Katy Perry was a little bit different because she was able to stay on top for a long time. That she
was
kind
pretty
of like
steady,
crazy, and then she actually has a dope song called "Smile" that just came out. It is a banger.
Really?
I love pop music. And I used to hate it. I used to be like, "Oh, you listen to that? How could you? Like, you even have ears or taste, bro. You got to listen to that hardcore stuff."
I've been there.
And so if you like that, don't think I'm hating. I'm just saying it's a
Open
phase.
your ears.
It's a phase.
And
that is too funny, dude.
I'm just kidding. Kind of.
Oh.
What he pretty much said was once you have a daughter that.
No,
Right?
I was over that phase a long time because then I moved into like I love like the Pixies to Sonic Youth and Nirvana to Alice in Chains, like that kind of phase, so early '90s phase. And then I opened up a lot more into like, hey, why should I stop hating what is enjoyable? So like pop music is written and is enjoyable, and Taylor Swift takes the cake, especially in a pop way.
Talia
What do you mean by
rescinded.
takes the
Talia
cake?
rescinded.
What do you mean by takes the cake?
Real quick, Talia rescinded her Taylor Swift comment. She said she was kidding. Just so you know.
As in what did she say? She said
She
she's
said,
kidding, not
well,
kidding.
yeah, she said, what about Taylor Swift? And then she said,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, thank you.
So I just
So what do you mean by
she
she takes the cake? Takes the cake in what way?
Her songs are fantastic. She's a great
So you're
songwriter.
not saying she's like the best pop singer or whatever. You're just saying she makes great
No,
music
because I'd say
or
Alicia.
whatever. Well, I just meant best pop artist. I didn't know what you meant by take the cake. Because
Take the cake as in like, so she wrote really, really catchy, great country songs, just fantastic. But then she did something that was just redonkulous, and she transitioned and phased over in such just a spectacular way into a whole new genre, and still was able to kill it. You tell me.
Remember how you said? I will tell you that it's not a good song.
Oh my god!
Remember when
Go
you
listen
said
to it
Paul
again.
McCartney was able to coast off his name? That's Taylor Swift.
But he also reinvented himself.
That's Taylor Swift with a bunch of little girls.
So
For sure.
For
She's not
sure,
good.
bro. For sure. She
She's
scooped
not-
him up, dude. She
like-
scooped him up freshman year.
Let me
And
just-
she's been
yeah.
riding with him
Yeah.
ever since, dude.
For sure. Let me just say
That's
this.
100%
Let me just
right.
say this. Beats, production, I'm not even hating on that.
No.
Because she's just got like, which again, I'm saying it's not original because it's
I
just
agree.
like every other pop song out there. But I won't even hate on that because that's all
Same.
pop music right now. It's all pop music is somewhat the same. And there's some people who are doing things different now. And I understand that. But
I
like
back
her,
you, Jake. Keep going.
like, they're making
good
the same
artists
beats and the
can
same things like
reinvent
that.
themselves, and everyone will always hate them. That's a fact.
No. I'm not saying that I hate her for reinventing
I've never met
herself.
anyone who hated them.
Listen, but would you say that you hate Taylor Swift for reinventing herself?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Would you say that?
No, I just don't
No.
think the music she makes now is good.
Yes, exactly. I back that.
Like,
yes.
I don't enjoy listening to it. And let me just say this. Pop, I'm more like women singers. That's the only genre where I'm like, I'd rather than like a male singer.
What about like the
Otherwise,
weekend? What about like the weekend or
I love the
Sam
weekend.
Smith?
And I love male singers too.
Yeah.
I love male singers too. But like, you give me, like he's, Duncan, like you said, Alicia Keys. Love Alicia Keys. I love Ariana Grande. I love some good old Beyonce. Like I love female pop singers in their music. But Taylor Swift is just not good.
She doesn't shine out. She doesn't. Yeah.
shine. You put her next to an Alicia Keys. You put her next to a Beyonce or Rihanna. She
Squished, bro. Squished.
Those are different.
Squished.
It's what?
That's different though. Like you just
Madeline just fired the
So-
biggest shot.
They also have some R&B type music, like a Beyonce and a Rihanna, but they're like pop.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like Taylor Swift has never gone like R&B.
Right, but I'm not saying they are R&B artists. They just have that in their
Alicia
repertoire.
Keys?
I'm talking
Alicia
more
Keys.
Rihanna and Beyonce, but they also like I'd say they're mainly pop.
But they
Tough,
but they
'cause they'll
came
drop
from
an
like
album
R&B
of
roots.
pop and then
I'm just saying like they have the mixture between it. So
They do have
it's
a
like
mixture.
R&B brought to you by
but
Jay his name. Why can't I remember his name?
Jay-Z.
J guy. Jay-Z, thank you.
But here's what I'm gonna say: they do pop better than Taylor Swift.
Correct.
Always doing
Correct.
pop.
Correct. I back him.
It's different.
But
So
even then, that's just two examples. A lot of pop singers, it's not that Taylor Swift is bad at pop. She just gets lost in the mix. It's just that she doesn't stand out as a pop artist.
I agree.
So, and I'm not even saying that it's horrible that, oh, I wish she'd go back. I'm not saying that at all.
When I keep saying she doesn't make good music, that's more what I mean. She doesn't stand out
I understand
at all.
what you're saying. Yeah.
In the group of pop singers,
and there's a lot.
She's not one of the people, and there's a lot. She's not one of the people who is like
100%. I agree.
She's not top 5, maybe not even top 10.
Yep. I'll tell you what though, if she was making country music again,
she'd be number 1. Bro.
Thank you, dude.
She'd be number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
So
dude.
this is why I can't. So
at least in the modern country.
Yes.
I really don't want to make this comparison because I by no means do I mean this on any real scale of actual equivalence. But Bob Dylan came on the scene as a folk singer.
For sure.
And was a fantastic folk singer. Oh, just wrote these songs, blow your mind, all these things. And then what did he do? Oh, he switched over. He turned into everyone else, and he started playing rock music. Oh, my gosh. If he just went back to playing his folk music,
different.
That connected with the people.
It's not.
Bob Dylan is an awful singer. His voice is not good. Let me just say that. Folk, it works because it's like folky. His voice is just not good.
Mean by singing.
I guess what that's fair. That's fair. But I guess what we have come to know it
But here's the deal: a lot of people are like, The Weeknd's so good. I'm like, kinda.
Great vocals.
His voice is very good.
Yeah.
He has better vocals than I do, but by a standard, which would be trap, pop music, and it continues to change.
Singer-songwriter, R&B, pop music. Yeah. That's it. That's The Weeknd. Yes. It's R&B pop.
No, but what Duncan is saying is his voice is really good in those categories. That's what he's saying, right, Duncan? You're saying his voice is really good for those categories?
Yeah, and in each of those categories, it's shifted over time. Because in the 40s, R&B sounded probably closer, maybe more soulful, but John Legend, or Alicia Keys. So that type of stuff has stuck, but when you've gotten into trap and rap and all that stuff,
the
guy
Tyler and I think we have the favorite male vocalist, the same one.
I don't think we have the same one, but I love who you love. But I don't know if I have a favorite.
There's one male singer that his voice
for sure is solid,
makes me feel away. And it's so good, and that is Jeremiah. And I don't know what it is.
I don't know who that is.
His voice.
Oh, okay. He's really good at singing.
He's really good at singing. He has some good songs.
Do you remember peak Usher, bro? Do you remember peak Usher when Usher was just banger after banger after banger? Oh
yeah. I just want to say something. Madeline said, "Can we just count out Justin Bieber for real?" And the answer is no. It's revolutionary.
Just so you know, Justin Bieber low-key models the same trajectory as Taylor Swift. I just want you to know that.
Yeah,
it's almost the exact same model. I just have to.
I said he's revolutionary, but I think you took that. He this whole getting famous from YouTube. That's how he got, and being so young. He doesn't have music. There's
Taylor Swift and country music getting famous young.
Hey, in country music, she was a baller. That's what I think we all agree. She was really good. But then she faded into the crowd. But she's not as revolutionary as Justin Bieber. And I'm not talking about his music. I'm talking about the way
he got famous. I would actually back Jake again on this. And Duncan, I'm not picking sides in a weird way.
Hey,
I actually think Justin Bieber's more revolutionary than Taylor Swift. I'd back that
for sure. The more his new album, Duncan, we talked about this. It's a good album, but it's not. It doesn't stand out in pop music today, right? Would you agree? It is a good album, but it doesn't really
No,
stand
but
out.
it stood out. Like, but here's the deal. Like, it's the same argument. That's the problem. Like you say, like is it Purpose? Is that the album before this last one? Is that what it's called?
That one was really good.
Well, yeah, but a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh!" But here, it was his producers. It was his
For sure, and I'm saying he doesn't stand like music wise. I'm not saying he's really.
He gets produced really well. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Gets produced really well. I also think, being that Taylor Swift has historically, from country music to pop music, I think, and written her own music, I think she does a better job of being able to still bring that along with her. Whereas Justin Bieber was literally like, I'm singing Justin Timberlake on YouTube. And then Usher's like, I'm going to make millions off of you. And then like ropes him and says, and this is what you'll do to like be a business model. In which case he does really good at it. And he's really famous. And he's a good singer. He's got lots of style. But, and I'm sure he does a lot of his own writing. But I have a lot more confidence in Taylor Swift's writing.
And Justin Bieber.
Came from. Oh, yeah. Because that's where she came from. She came from, I'm a country singer who writes my own country songs, into I'm going to learn how to write pop songs.
But we don't know that she writes those. I'm pretty certain she doesn't, actually. She might help.
I don't know about her newer stuff. Her older stuff, her shtick was that she wrote all of it. That was like her shtick.
I think
fair. Hey,
listen to
it. She does. Yeah.
You can tell. You have to listen to it.
Hey, I love you guys. We got to wrap this up. So,
let's do it.
So the Beatles are.
So we just got into.
I gotta say,
yeah,
it's a continuing conversation. Let's just put it that way. I think it's the best way to get in. And we could have given another 30 minutes to it, but our chat super active this episode, and I've actually just been going through just taking pictures because part of like you can know so much about someone based on the music that they listen to. You can just like totally understand who they are. So I'm like, shoot, dude, I gotta take a picture of all this stuff. Okay. So this is where we send you guys off. Cha-cha-cha. Jake, what does that mean? Talk to us.
First cha. Actually, I don't know what order they go into. First cha, chapter a day. Get in the Bible. Read the Word. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Second cha, check in. Check in with your brothers and sisters in Christ and just check in with them. See how they're doing, not only in life, but just in their walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then share the gospel. Try and do what we are called to do.
Love it. Boom.
Which is share Jesus with people who don't know him.
So I had a good week, I'd say, so far. I mean, it's freaking Tuesday, but I've worked out. I've woken up. And for me, that with all the coronavirus stuff, that's a big win. But I've also read the Bible, so that's been a good time. Church was awesome. It's cool that we got to see you guys.
Church was dope. Everyone that we saw there, I saw Ryan, I saw Ashley.
Yeah.
Saw you too.
And they did a great job. Definitely trust your gut. Listen to your parents. You know, if you're not feeling it, no pressure. If your parents aren't feeling it, that's okay too. So with that, did a great job, I think. Keeping everybody separate. Everybody was pretty respectful of the rules. I saw everybody wearing masks. It was fine. We're all spaced out. So that was cool to see everybody kind of on board with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that worked well. And also, it was just cool to see you guys. Everybody who's in the chat who like maybe doesn't go to the Roots, if you aren't going to a church already and like maybe you are going to another church, but your church for whatever reason isn't meeting right now, definitely you're welcome to join us. So every Sunday as weather permits, so you can plan on this Sunday, 11 a.m. at the Graceworks Church, you'll see us. We'll check in, sign-in sheet, we'll drive-through check-in thing, park, bring some lawn chairs, come hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
Cool?
Yeah, and bring a mask.
Bring a mask. Beautiful. Bring a mask, bring some lawn chairs, bring an air mattress if you'd like. Bring a blanket, whatever you please. So with that, if you can't make it, we do have it is still going to be live 11 a.m. on the Roots Community Church's YouTube page. So definitely check that out. Is the weekly video podcast happening tomorrow, Duncan?
Yeah.
Sweet. So tomorrow night, the weekly Roots weekly video podcast tomorrow night at 6, and then you can always catch us on Tuesday. Other than that, just come hang out with us on social media. Anything else you guys got to say before we send them off?
Love you guys. Oh, I did not bring sunglasses Sunday, and that was a mistake. So bring sunglasses because I was squinting up at Pastor.
I know, dude. I know.
I was like wrinkles.
It was rough.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Love you guys.
Love you too. Catch you later.
Love you guys.
One more time. One more time. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, don't stop the dancing. One more time. You know I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. One more time. One more time. A celebration. You know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feeling. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate one more time. Celebrate and dance so free. Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate.